I'm just going to demonstrate a few tips and tricks inside the Smart Surfacer. So here you can see we've got these 3 profiles and a drive curve. I'm just going to box select those and go to my Smart Surfacer. And we've got this surface created between my profiles. I can change this surface if I go to my advanced options. I can check parallel to drive curve and apply. Now you can see my surface that's been created stays parallel to the drive curve for as long as it can before it has to reach my second profile, and we get this more of an hourglass type shape. So I'll OK that and just delete it and turn on my next layer. Now you can see we've got this start and end profile and a drive curve, so I'll box select those and go to my Smart Surfacer. Now if I Control 5 and view from the top, you can see that my profile travels parallel to start and end profiles along my drive curve. And this means we've got a wider surface at the start and end and thinner in the middle, and this may not be what we want. So if I go to my advanced options, I can check keep width constant and preview that, and now you can see that my profile travels perpendicularly to the drive curve as it travels along, meaning we have this nice even shape all the way along. So I'll OK that and delete it, turn on my next layer. We've got these curves here that going to create a surface. I'll box select those, go to my Smart Surfacer. I'm going to Control 5 again to view along the top, and you can see we've got this uneven distribution of our surface. If I cancel this and just select one of my curves, you can see that we've got these extra points here, and that's what's affecting the distribution of our surface. Now I could repoint this curve, or I could do it inside of the Smart Surfacer. So I'll go back to my Smart Surfacer, I can check the Advanced button, and in edge matching I can choose repoint. So I'm going to preview that, and you can see we've got this even distribution of our surface, and I'll say OK. Just going to delete this, turn on my next layer. You see we've got these curves that create a shape. I'm going to box select these, go to my Smart Surfacer. I'm just going to change my shading mode and view along the top. And you can see that the way that the surface is created is unevenly spread from one profile to the next. I can change this by going to my Advanced, and I can choose width of curve and preview that. Now you can see my curves travel along from one to the other evenly, and we get this nice smooth fillet here from one to the other. So I'm going to say OK to that. I'll delete that layer, turn my next one. Here you can see we've got a 3D drive curve and then a start profile. I'll box select these and go to my Smart Surfacer. We have this twisted kind of shape created. If we wanted to limit the amount of twisting that occurs in this surface, go to my Advanced options and choose in drive curve interpolation. I'm going to choose minimal lateral variation and preview that. And you can see that my surface kind of straightens up, and now we have as little variation laterally as possible. So I'll say OK to that. I'm going to box select and delete that. Turn my final layer. You can see we've got this helical curve and a start and end profile. So I'm going to box select these, go to my Smart Surfacer. First of all, I'm just going to say OK, and I'm going to zoom in. And you can see we've got this funny twisting of this surface here, and that's not the effect that we're looking for. So if I undo that, box select, Go back to my smart surfacer. Now if I go into my advanced options, I can, in drive curve interpolation, I can select helical from the drop down menu. I'll preview that. That straightens out that top surface. I'm going to say OK. OK again. And now if I zoom in, we don't have that horrible twisting of that top surface as it travels along my drive curve.